This is free footage. I'm not charging for this. No, I don't have anything planned here. I'm just finishing up coating these. Want to get these holes really nice and coated. If you're just waterproofing fiends, maybe you'll be here watching this. We're in Arkansas. In Arkansas, we've got about 600 cases of the coronavirus. I was in Singapore earlier this year. Actually, I was in Singapore about 2 weeks ago, right in the middle of this thing. Barely got out with the last Americans. But you know what? Singapore's doing awesome. They got about the same amount of cases as Arkansas, and they got twice as many people. And they've been doing it longer. They're in their second wave now. You know, they've got a dedicated hospital for outbreaks. They've got a 500-bed hospital for outbreaks so that when an outbreak hits, they get all of them in the same place, breathing the same air, and they treat them with the same treatment. And their treatment's super high-tech. Singapore, I don't know if you know about Singapore, but it's one of the most highly developed nations on Earth. And they weren't panicked. Because you know what? They've got one guy who's in charge of infectious diseases and outbreaks. He's from Australia. He's their government head. He's advising everybody. They made a cartoon about him. Everybody sees it. Everybody knows that masks are not effective for someone who's healthy. They're only effective for those who are sick. Unless you've got the mask that's got all the room in the front, that's the only one that's effective for healthy people. Otherwise, they just standardize and dictate that people have masks if they're exhibiting symptoms. And guess what? They flattened the curve. They actually did it. It went like this, and then they never had an increase in cases after that. It was an amazing, and the public wasn't panicked. They were still out. They were still in malls. They were still in restaurants, and half of you now that are listening to this are freaking out. But that's because of fear. And when fear is not ruling, then the populace can be confident. And so that was one thing they had too. The whole nation was like two cities, so they could really centralize everything and give a uniform message. So I'm going to hang this real quick. Anyway, Caleb Etheridge and I were there. Honored to be there. We're trying to get into Bhutan at the moment, and trying to get into Nepal. And our friends were already in Nepal, but we got deported actually from the Nepal airport. That's another story. You can hear all about that. We used to live in Mongolia and we lived in Russia. Some of y'all who are followers have been with us since the Russian days. Thank you. That's been a long time. Taking my gloves off. I'm done. I'm going to go see little Moses instead of painting little Moses' little horse swing. He's so sweet. He might be going to bed soon. Thank y'all for watching. In 30 days, we got a new announcement. Excited to show y'all about it. Some of y'all know about it. Don't spill the beans. But in 30 days, we'll start showing you sneak peeks and some macro shots of some of the stuff that we're launching. We're actually expanding. Actually, we've been expanding for 2 years, but now we're going to show you. We're going to change our identity a little bit, but actually it's still us, but just kind of some new look. But more about that later. It's going to be a sneak peek. Love y'all.